of our paper presenters and feel the enterprise of their knowledge before we leave to lead. Once again, dear students, you all are welcome. And at this juncture, I have the honor to invite for the opening remarks the director, Ahmadu Bello, Media Studies, SBRS, Dr. Sanusi Gambo. Please let's put our hands together for the opening remarks.
The Chairman of the Board of Governors, School of Basic and Remedial Studies, Funtua, the Chairman Zaria, Dr. Ahmadu, two double aspiration dozen, former directors here are present, Deputy Director, Other Management Staff, DO, LSCDC, Zaria Local Government, Road Safety Commandant, Zaria, Principals and esteemed students, good morning. It is my pleasure to warmly welcome you to this important career talk organized by the School of Basic and Remedial Studies, Funtua. In the recent days, we have discovered grave misunderstanding of career path among the senior secondary school students. The problem stems due to lack of awareness, information, and guidance and counseling. In particular, many science students have been made to believe that success is only possible if they can be given admission into medical courses. In today's world, that narrative has changed. There are a lot of opportunities associated with engineering, technology, and other basic science courses. SBRS as an institution, we are here to empower students like you by bringing information, guidance, and opportunity to your doorstep. To make today's program impactful, we have invited two distinguished scholars from Ahmadu University, Zaria, who will deliver sensitization lecture designed to equip you with the necessary information in making informed career decisions. Dear esteemed students, I urge you to pay close attention to the presentations. Listen with open minds, take notes, and most importantly, do not hesitate to ask questions. No question is too simple or too small when it comes to planning your future. Once again, I welcome you and we appreciate you for honoring our invitation. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Director. Sir, can we please once again put our hands together for the director? And like I said earlier, and echoed by the director, we all are here for you. And today's program is proudly brought to you by the ABU SBRS as part of corporate social responsibility to the university host community. And talk as many questions as possible, ask as many questions as possible, and I'm sure our resource persons will have the intellectual capacity to respond to all questions raised. Once again, thank you very much, the director, sir. And quickly, the director of the chairman, sir, I have your permission, sir, to invite for the reading of the citation of the first speaker, Madam Abdullah. Madam, please, you can come forward.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Distinguished dignitaries, academic students, ladies and gentlemen, I'm truly privileged to have with us today an outstanding scholar and researcher. Sorry, you are not. I'm sorry, okay, we are going to invite Dr. Ahmadu, please stand up before I start reciting citation. I'm truly privileged to have with us today an outstanding scholar and researcher, Dr. Abubakar Khalid, Vice President of the Nigerian Young Academy at NYA, and our distinguished academic staff, member in the Department of Physics at Ahmadu Bello University. Dr. Khalid is a leading expert in radiation shielding, nanomaterials for energy storage, and gas sensing and nanofluids for power equipment. He has a BSc in physics from Bello University, Kano, MSc in radiation biophysics on ABU Zaria, and PhD in physics on University of Pretoria, South Africa. He has authored over 40 articles in top scientific journals and participated in more than 20 international conferences. His impactful work has earned him a Scorpus H index of 21, reflecting his global influence in physics research. Beyond his groundbreaking research, Dr. Khalid is a dedicated educator, teaching and supervising undergraduate and postgraduate students, and serves as a reviewer of high-impact scientific journals. He's also an active member of prestigious bodies like the Electrochemical Society, Nigerian Young Academy, and South African Institute of Physics. His journey from Kano to global recognition is truly inspiring for our students. Today, he will be sharing invaluable insights on careers for those with these promising young. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Dr. Abubakar Khalid. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Malam Bello. The chairman, sir, distinguished guest members of the high table, the presenter has already been introduced. Now, may I invite the first paper presenter for today, Dr. Abubakar Khalid, to the podium for his presentation on the topic, Emerging Career Trends and Opportunities for Science-Oriented Students in the 21st Century. Please, can we give a round of applause for him?
I would like to start on the existing protocols. And before I start my lecture, I would like to congratulate all the students sitting here, because being a science student is not easy. I was once a science student sitting in a classroom like this when I was in secondary school in the late 90s. And I don't think I had the privilege of a career talk of this magnitude. So having been a speaker here, and you, my audience, I see it as a rare opportunity for you, and I would like to congratulate you for having this opportunity. The topic of this presentation is Emerging Career Trends and Opportunities for Science-Oriented Students in the 21st Century in Nigeria. If you look at the topic, we are supposed to discuss emerging career trends. So we are not actually going to talk like the normal career talk. I'm talking about the advantage of bringing a mechanical engineer or medical student coming to sensitize you on the importance of being a medical student. Rather, we are going to highlight the emerging career trends in this 21st century. The 21st century is a year ranging from the year 2001 to 2100, and this century is driven by rapid global technological developments. As a result of that, the century has presented extraordinary career opportunities for science students globally and in Nigeria. So, in this 21st century, science fields overlap with innovation. So, and this offer dynamic growth across sectors like artificial intelligence, biotechnology, renewable energy, etc. In this presentation, we are going to explore the evolving career landscape, the essential skill needed for those careers in the 21st century, and the challenges our students face in Nigeria. We are going to look at, if time permits, some inspiring Nigerian role models to guide the student towards success. In this lecture, on the 21st century, there are key 21st century career trends. That is the transformative forces that govern the career emergence in 21st century. We have this digital transformation. There is shift toward automated and data-driven systems, and this reshapes industries from finance to healthcare. This is one of the transformative forces that determine, or I can say the factors that determine the emergence of careers in the 21st century. And data transformation is really emphasizing on tech skill. There is globalization, increase in connectiveness, which demand cross-cultural knowledge and collaboration in scientific innovation. We have another factor, which is climate change and public health. These three agents brought urgent challenges that have created new career avenues, especially in environmental sciences, health, informatics, and sustainable development. And in the 21st century, there is interdisciplinary innovation for researchers, whereby careers increasingly blend multiple scientific domains and other fields such as law and business. So these factors have shifted demand towards STEM. STEM simply means science, finance, healthcare, health, and other industries. We have biotechnology and genetic engineering. These fields offer solutions in medicine, agriculture, and food security. What biotechnologies and genetic engineering do is genetic material to create vaccine, improve crop yields, and treat genetic diseases. Recently, we have COVID-19 pandemic. It was these engineers or those in biotechnology and genetic engineering profession that helped the world to bring about vaccine that actually mitigated the effect of COVID-19 during the pandemic. We have health informatics and telemedicine. This actually is all about the integration of healthcare and technology, and it has created vast opportunities in electronic medical records, diagnostic AI, and mobile health. This could be particularly useful in Nigeria's rural communities. We have renewable energy and environmental science. We talk about climate change, which is a global challenge. This actually grow careers in renewable energy, such as solar energy, wind energy, environmental sustainability. This is crucial in mitigating climate change and solving environmental issues involved Nigeria and globally. You can see that now there is a shift in the way we generate energy. There is a shift worldwide from usage of fossil fuels in generation of energy to green energy. This green energy, they are the renewable energy. The example of them, Nigeria already we are using hydro energy to
generate power, which is also green energy. Nowadays, Nigeria is embracing solar energy. We are hoping, instead of this small-scale solar energy for houses and hospitals and some sectors, we are hoping that Nigeria will now invest massively to incorporate solar energy into the national grid, because that is the only way we can achieve the total mitigation of our environment from the usage of fossil fuels. We have robotic and automation. It's a career in 21st century. And what the robotic engineers do, they design machines that automate tasks in manufacturing, health, and space exploration. This automation supports development in all industries. We have space and satellite technology. This is also an emerging field in 21st century. And we are very lucky that we have already, Nigeria already have an agency, which is Nigeria's space agency, NASA. This NASA recently has highlighted the growing interest in space. So there is vast career in astrophysics, satellite communication, and space research. They are really getting relevance in Nigeria. So you don't need to, if you read an astrophysics or satellite communication, or if you are a researcher interested in space research, you have a job in Nigeria. You don't need to leave Nigeria before you can get a job. We have cybersecurity, and this cybersecurity is a result of huge adoption of digital adoption. We know that before there is no digital adoption. We don't even have mobile banking. We don't have online banking. We have a lot of things that were not there in the last 10 years. If you ask me, do I have any mobile app in the last 10 years? Maybe there is no mobile app. So as a result of this vast digital adoption, so do cybersecurity. Therefore, there is need for cybersecurity professionals. Their importance is to protect our systems, our data, the infrastructure of the digital infrastructure, and this skill is vital to both government and private sector. We have another career in 21st century, which is agri-tech. The agri-tech innovators actually develop soil sensors, smart irrigation, AI-powered seed solar dryer, and drone-based marketing. And this actually, their innovation boosts agricultural productivity. And I can tell you, I know a lot of young innovators that are doing this in Nigeria. We have fintech, and mobile money tech. We can give example of that. Before, we don't have these mobile apps. Now we have today, we have money phone, and there is a lot of them are emerging. So if you are trying to be a developer of one of the fintech, we have urban planning and waste management. For this career, environmental engineers, scientists, and city planners are needed so that our urbanization challenges could be tackled. We have another career, which is health innovation. The health innovators develop mobile diagnostic labs and apps which are aimed to enhance medical access issues in remote and undeserved areas. Then we have non-traditional hybrid science careers. That is, these are a combination of science and other disciplines outside science to create a career in 21st century. We have science plus art. If you combine science and art, you can have a career in science communication. You can have a career in medical illustration or a science filmmaking. All these careers are aimed to break complex science knowledge into understandable science knowledge to a layman. So they actually break science knowledge and make science and engineering and innovation accessible to everyone. We have science plus law. If you combine your science knowledge and acquire a legal expertise, You can have a career in patent attorneys or a forensic science. We have science plus business. You can be an entrepreneur if you combine science and business, and startup or a startup founder by simply applying scientific solutions to sustainability and health sectors. So there are other emerging career traits, but in order to have or to be able to choose one or to be able to have a career in one of these emerging traits, which are actually different from the traditional careers that we have, there are essential skills that you needed in this 21st century. And the first and foremost skill is critical thinking and problem-solving skill. You should be able to acquire a skill whereby you can analyze complex issues and design innovative solutions across disciplines. You should also acquire digital literacy, master digital tools and platforms that are essential to modern workplace. For example, you should learn coding, you should be able to use Excel, you should be able to use Microsoft Word and other platforms that are really necessary for the modern workplace. Communication and collaboration. There is no career if there is no communication skills. You should be able to be fluent both in writing and spoken languages. Like in Nigeria, our official language is English, so you should make sure that you can write and speak good English. Otherwise, you cannot communicate your own innovation, even if you innovate something, or if you are a researcher, you have a novel research. The only way you can communicate your ideas is through communication. And for you to communicate, you have to use a language, mostly English. So you have to develop your written, you have to develop your English. You have to be good in written and spoken English. It is also important to learn other European languages or other world languages. You can combine English with a lot of Chinese. Just few days, I saw a video of Kano State government students, a special school in Kano, whereby they were teaching the students Chinese, and the students were speaking Chinese fluently. Those students in Kano, they already have advantage by being fluent in Chinese language. If they combine that with their science or other disciplines knowledge, they can have a career outside Nigeria. They can be ambassadors, or they can have a blame. They can be ambassadors of the Chinese government in Nigeria. We have a colleague in AU who is actually an ambassador of one program in Brazil. Father that is from my chemistry department. And it's simply got that opportunity because Dr. Abdulrazak did his master's in Brazil, and by that time he mastered or he became fluent in Portuguese language. I saw that new opportunity of collaborating with the Chinese government in any program it is bringing to Africa, and that is a career. So it is important to enhance your communication skills, and that will actually bring about collaborations with other countries. You have to be creativity and adaptability is another skill. You have to be creative, and you have to be able to adjust to rapid changes and think outside the box in solving problems. There is the last one, but not the least, lifelong learning. In 21st century, the advent of technology helps us that you don't need to be in classroom to learn. There are a lot of platforms whereby you can learn. You can learn new skills and new knowledge through free online resources. You can use platforms like Udemy, LinkedIn, Google, Khan Academy, etc. to learn new skills. So you don't need to be, you don't need to learn those skills in the university. That is why we have this lifelong knowledge. It's a kind of continuous learning. You are learning or you are studying mechanical engineering or physics. You are studying physics in the university. Now you are using online sources to learn research methodology. You are using online sources to learn coding. You are using online sources. You can use online sources to learn how to develop a website, and that will complement your own physics discipline or career that you are studying. Despite all this, our local students in Nigeria are facing challenges. And one of the challenges is the access barrier. Access barriers. We have limited access to laboratories. And you can confirm that. We are teaching students in 100 level. The student will come and a simple barrier can be over kilometers progress. When we are teaching them or we are demonstrating practical with them, they will tell you they never had access to that in secondary school. And that is a big access problem. So we have that access problem. Lack of computers. Many of our secondary students don't have access to computers. A student can finish secondary school without being introduced on how to use a computer in Nigeria. We have internet connectivity access, and that actually stops students from even utilizing the platforms that they can use for lifelong learning. We have and also restrict students from hardcore learning. We have limited career guidance or deficit in career guidance in Nigeria. Hardly you have a program like this. Hardly you have even anybody in any secondary school to enlighten students on their career choice. Or even to tell students, okay, you are in SS3, you are facing JAM. What is the right JAM combination? What do you need? What courses do you need to pass if I want to read this and that in the university? There is lack of that. So we have many students that at this adequate mentorship and career guidance, and it is very important. Mentorship is very important. A simple mentorship can take you everywhere. For example, we have a student that just finished. That student is just even go to science, but he has already secured a scholarship in DP for his tendency. And this is simply a work of mentorship. Even day before yesterday, he was in my office. We were telling our students, you can start from here. You don't need your NYC. If you are a good student, try to have at least one. The least career you can have in any science subject you read, especially the basic science subject, they have vast scholarship opportunities. As soon as you finish with school one, it's a very good grade. I'm telling you, the door is for you. If you put on your mind, you can get all your scholarship. And when you leave, until when you start to come back like myself. So that is there. We have gender disparities. We have few female students in STEM field. And that actually brought about gender disparity. That is why we are now encouraging a lot of female students to go into STEM. That is to read science, to read technology, to read mathematics, and to read engineering. And the last challenge, which is a very big challenge, which affects all other challenges that we are mentioning, is the brain drain. The lack of motivation and remuneration in Nigeria, poor working conditions in Nigeria is actually making a lot of talented Nigerians to leave Nigeria and without looking back. And that actually affects mentorship. It affects all sectors in Nigeria, from education to health to agriculture, because if you are talented individuals in other countries, so who is there to develop the nation? So we really need to have a solution for this. In Nigeria, we call it Java. This Java syndrome. Nigerian government has to find a way to motivate Nigeria to stay and to motivate Nigerians living outside Nigeria, bringing Nigerians to come back. So overcoming these challenges would involve remote learning, use of science clubs, scholarships, and empowering them through mentoring programs. We have inspiring Nigerian science model style. We have a lot of examples of Nigerians that have actually into this emerging career trend. I can give you an example of the Deputy UN Secretary, Dr. Ahmadu. She's a global climate change advocate, and that gave her a career. Before she became a Deputy UN Secretary, she was already nominated and she was a minister in Buhari's government, and she resigned because of her own expertise in advocacy of global climate change. She got a career with the United Nations and she left the ministerial position. This is what these emerging careers in 21st century can give you or can take you. So we have pathway to success. How do you get yourself started to have one of these careers in 21st century? As a science student, your first focus should be on the core science subjects. That is, you have to build strong foundations in math, physics, biology, and chemistry. These are the core science subjects. And it's practical projects. If you are in Zaria, before I talk about SBRS, the refresher courses are there for you. With your secondary school you are attending, you can actually marry it with any of the other Muslim or the refresher course, and you build a very strong core science subject. And secondly, if you have deficiency, Ahmadu University Zaria School of Basic and Medium Studies is there for you. You can go there and trust me, within 1 year, you can have a very strong and solid core science foundation. You have to engage in clubs and competitions. There are a lot of online clubs. Even if there is no clubs in your school, you can join online. If you want to learn coding or you are into coding, you can join online coding clubs. You can join robotics online clubs, jet clubs, to get the students and connect with peers. You have to be literate of online learning materials. I've already mentioned some. You have to find mentors. Find mentors among your teachers. Find mentors among the senior university students, if you are a university student. Nowadays, you can even find mentors on social media, especially this platform called LinkedIn. You can find good mentors, people that do not know you and they can guide you to success. So, by taking this step, I believe Nigerian students can position themselves to lead future innovations that will transform the nation and the world. So, in conclusion, this 21st century has offered limitless possibilities for science-oriented students like you, and with the right mind, set, skills, and support. Believe me, you sitting here, you can bring Nigeria's transformation in health, energy, technology, and sustainability. Because all you need to bring to do this is education and exposure. And sitting here is a step to get educated, and also is a step to get exposed. Use it wisely so that you can be the next Nigeria's innovators, astronomers, doctors, engineers. And I believe if you become that, you can empower Nigeria to the path of progress. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sir. Please, once again, let's put our hands together for Dr. Ahmadu. Do you understand? Yes. Do you understand? Yes. Is there need for reiterating some of the points raised in Hausa? Is there need for that? Okay, so I believe all messages passed are effective. Thank you very much. Please, once again, put your hands together for yourselves. Thank you very much, Professor. Please, my dear students, write as many questions as possible. There will be time for questions and answers. Hope you understand. Hope you understand. Yes, sir. Thank you. And the chairman, sir, distinguished guests, with your permission, before we move to the next item of the agenda, while Dr. Abubakar Khalid was in the middle of his presentation, we were privileged to have with us the representative of the Divisional Police Officers along the Area Command, who also doubles as the DCO, Superintendent of Police, Abu Usman. You're welcome, sir. And now, Chairman, sir, I have your permission, invites the next presentation. Before that, may I invite once again Malam Abdul Qadir Bala for the citation of the second speaker.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Distinguished guests, and most importantly, our brilliant and vibrant SS3 students, we are honored to host a man whose life story is a powerful lesson in hard work, perseverance, and academic excellence. That is in person of Professor Bello. Professor Abdullah's journey began right here in Zaria, from primary school in Zaria to government college Kaduna, and later to Ahmadu University where he had his bachelor's, master's, and PhD. This story teaches us that greatness starts with dedication, step by step from secondary school to university and beyond. Not only has he excelled as a teacher, lecturer, and professor, but he has also held key leadership roles, including head of department, director of the School of Basic and Media Studies at Bello University from Tua, and currently the university orator, a role that showcases his eloquence and wisdom. Today he stands before you, not just as an academic, but as a proof that with focus, discipline, and passion for learning, you too can rise to the highest level of your chosen career. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to an outstanding educator, orator, leader, and role model, Professor Abdullahi.
Thank you very much. Please once again put your hands together for Professor Abdullahi. Professor Abdullahi's presentation is on School of Basic and Media Studies from Tua and its role in facilitating admission into Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria. So please listen and listen attentively while he takes you down to the journey, to your university education. Once again, please let's put our hands together for him.
The chairman of the board of governors, person of Professor Ahmadu, Director School of Basic and Clinical Studies, Untua, the former Director of School of Basic and Clinical Studies, Untua, the Public Chancellor, and the Chairman of Zaria, who equally doubles as my senior in the secondary school. The secretary, paramilitary officers here present, the principal of Ahmadu College, Zaria, who equally was my student, my fellow friends, the students here seated are my friends because they are my grandchildren, so they are my friends. Whatever you do is forgiven. I am here to share the friendship with you. But this time around, not to touch my ears, but to tell you the path to success. What I mean by the path to success is that your parents chose education for you as against becoming husband's man, as against becoming hopeless, and for other menial jobs like that. And so once you are sent out to acquire education, then of course, how do you acquire education? You are now in the secondary school, about being in the final year. Come next year, 2026, you will have written your school certificate. And hopefully, you are going to gain admission into different universities here in Nigeria and perhaps beyond. Then what is the way forward? I will tell you, but if I come to that, let me briefly tell you about the School of Basic and Remedial Studies of the Ahmadu Bello University that is situated in Funtua, about 70 kilometers away from Zaria. Before I get to Funtua, I will tell you that Ahmadu Bello University came into being in 1962 when the then Nigerian College of Arts and Science was abrogated. So the university came into being trying to bring progress in 1962. And of course, just to diffuse knowledge to all Nigerians, but particularly northern Nigerians. Along with it, of course, came the University of Nigeria and Sudan, and the Ahmadu University. Then it was called the University of Ife. In fact, of that time, the University of Ibadan, under the University of London, had established, the University of London had established a college in Ibadan, called University College Ibadan under the University of London, which later became the University of Ibadan. And of course, they were all aimed at educating young Nigerians, where university degrees in various fields of human endeavor. The arts, the social sciences, the management sciences, the medical sciences, engineering, and what we can think of. And of course, that being what it made, it was later understood that brilliant students from the secondary schools, after passing, get enrolled into the higher school certificate, otherwise HSC. This very college, Ahmadu Bello Provincial Secondary School Zaria, was among the colleges that were running the higher school certificate. You don't get into the higher school certificate until you have the West African School Certificate, which is now the senior school certificate. And of course, after acquiring between 4 and 5 credits, you get enrolled into the higher school certificate, which was equivalent to the GCE advanced level. Now, over time, it was discovered that hardly were brilliant students able to pass the higher school certificate and or the November December GC advanced level. And so the government of northern Nigeria at that time, and later the 6 northern states, and under the advice of Brigadier Musa Osman of Blaze Memory and the government made and then thought of what to do. And then he advised that the Vice Chancellor of Ahmadu Bello University, in person of Professor Ahmadu, should be called and be mandated to think of an alternative. And then the alternative became the School of Basic Studies in Zaria, and that was in 1970. And I will happily tell you that this very good order produced the one-time Vice President of Nigeria and person of architect Sambo from Ahmadu, and then he was in the first stage of the School of Basic Studies Zaria in 1971. And then that school was not to take the HSC or the GCE level, but it was mandated to take an A-level program similar to the GCE advanced level or higher school certificate. And that is the IJMB program, Interim Joint Matriculation Board A-level program, which is still being offered. Even just across the new Polytechnic, the program exists. Right? In Funtua, the program exists. Of course, it started in Zaria, but then later moved to Funtua sometimes in 2001, 2002 session. And the program is still there. Now, about this program, if a student successfully goes into the program and he passes where as desired with anything 6 points for Ahmadu Bello University, that person is eligible for admission into Ahmadu Bello University and all other universities in Nigeria and abroad. While I was there in the director, when you see so many letters from universities abroad asking us to confirm whether so and so students were our students who had done the GCE, the IHNB annual program. Now, let me avoid waste of time. The School of Basic and Remedial Studies, after the School of General and Remedial Studies in Zaria, began to operate 2 programs as against only 1 program when it was SBRS. Now, the 2 programs are the remedial program exclusively for Northern Nigerians, because the program is being sponsored by the governments of Northern Nigeria, the 19 states plus the FCT, otherwise Federal Capital Territory Abuja. But the IJMB program is for all Nigerians and beyond. Whoever applies and is qualified, the school will admit. But for the remedial program, you of course pass, and then you must satisfy the entity of being a Northern Nigerian. We're not being selfish, but those who mounted and sponsored the program are saying that it must exclusively be for their children, and you are the children. Now, the process. Admission into the university today is through the UTME, Unified Tertiary Matriculation Exams. That is popularly known as JAM, isn't it? Of course, a number of you are aspiring professionals. Even if you are in the arts, like me, you are thinking of becoming a lawyer, perhaps an accountant, an economist, a mass communicator, or something like that. And if you are a scientist, I know if I would ask those aspiring to be medical doctors to put up their hands, I know it will be overwhelming here. Most students in the sciences are aspiring to become medical doctors. And for the female students, most of them are aspiring to become nurses. Am I lying? I know. I have one in my house. Everyone is aspiring to become a medical doctor. and or a dental surgeon and or a nurse. And then how do you become a medical doctor? How do you become a dental surgeon and how do you become a nurse? It is not easy to sit for the UTME and score anything out between 280 and 300 out of 400. I know. And most of us are attending public schools. I am equally a product of the public school. I'm not despising the public school, but I know what obtains in our public schools today. Yeah, somebody from Fabo School, somebody from FTCs may attend that, but of course, a number from the deaf secondary schools may not. You people agree, we don't contest that, but you don't have any grounds to attend that. And then, how do you attend that? The best and best option, I repeat, is for you to simply apply to seek for admission into the SBRS in Funtua, to spend just a year, and you take an approved subject combination, and then with your examining, with what you are able to get in Funtua and your UTME, we simply package you into Ahmadu Bello University, into the course of your dream. I am happy to inform you that a good percentage of the slots in the medical program is given to the I know when I was a director, there was a year I was given 54 slots. 54 out of 120. That is almost 50%. Just for Funtua graduates. And in nursing science, even a good percentage is allocated. Even in dental surgery, out of 8 students to be admitted, Funtua gets at least 2 or 3, which is a good percentage. And for engineering, almost all the students that go through Funtua are admitted into engineering, and equally into the courses in environmental design. When you want to become an architect, you want to become a quantity surveyor, you want to become a builder, the present director is in environmental design. And of course, all the students that pass through Funtua and are able to make it and apply to read engineering, environmental design courses, basic science are automatically admitted into the programs. In fact, the university even asks whether you have more for them to be slotted into the university admission. In fact, I'm happy to inform you that whoever goes through Funtua and is able to pass has a slot in AP. Because Funtua has 10% quota in each of the programs in AP, including the courses that are not offered in Funtua. For me, I'm a novice. Language is not done. Only English, for your own career is taught, but not English remedial or English A-level. But all the same, we still have a quota. And if we are not able to fill the quota, then there will be what we call buying. Some other course, you understand, would receive more attention, and then the students of Funtua will be allotted the quota. So, my young brothers and sisters, it is not easy to sit for UTME and pass with even 200. In fact, let me tell you a simple story. I have a cousin who was a doubter, and she called me just 2 days ago that her child finished the secondary school and was just able to. I teach her. Hello. And I told you she was just able to get a little above 180. Without 180, yes, she will be asked to attend post-UTME if she likes,
And then if she repeats the same, she is qualified for admission, but not into the course of her choice. And this young woman is aspiring to read Bachelor of Nursing Science. And even if she is the daughter of the Minister of Education, Ahmadu Bello University will not give her nursing science because she's not qualified. Ahmadu Bello University believes in merit. It is not about your face or your pedigree. It's about your aptitude. And of course, with 180 years she has passed, she could go into a simple honors degree, BSc Biology, BSc Chemistry, Bachelor of Science Education, into Biology, Chemistry, into Integrated Science, into Home Economics, and other courses like that. But she is not admissible into the nursing science program. Because of what? Because of the competition. You realize that in MBBS, you have up to 7,000 students contesting for 120, 140 slots. In nursing science, you have more than 4,000 contesting for anything around about 150 slots. And then who goes in and who doesn't go in? Are you with me? Who goes in and who doesn't go in? When there are 4,000 of you, and only 150 slots, who goes in and who doesn't go in? That is the problem. And of course, to be fair, you have to consider those with merit. And so, the best option for us is, of course, through the remedial program. When you attend the remedial program and you are able to pass, the college authorities, please give me your attention. Please give me your attention. It is about 365 days. It will be your turn next year to start saying I have 190, I have 200. It will be your turn next year. So please make the wise choice, right? Please listen and make the best choice. If you want to be a practitioner, so you just go to Funtua with what you are able to get at the UTME and what you are able to get at the internet examination to be organized by the college authorities there in Funtua. And then we simply package you into Ahmadu Bello University on the first list. Check around you, around your quarters. I assure you, those who went through Funtua are there in Ahmadu Bello University. And of course, medicine, nursing science, veterinary medicine, engineering, architecture, quantity survey, and the rest of them. When you go to Funtua, what happens? When you go to Funtua, what happens? We have subject combination that you are to offer. If you want to do this or you want to do that. They are telling me that it is time, but let me succinctly tell you subject combinations. If you are to go for the basic education, that is IJME A level. IJME A level is for 18 months in Funtua. And then when you do it, you pass, you go into 200 level. You don't go into 100 level. You start from the second year. Do you understand? You start from the second year. Go into 200 level, 400 level, and then you graduate. If you are in a 3-year or 4-year program. And if you are going to MBBS, then 5 years. If you are going to veterinary medicine, 5 years. If you are going to engineering, 4 years. Right? Whereas through the UTME, engineering, 5 years. Veterinary medicine, 5 years. Medicine, 5 years. Nursing, 6 years. For medicine, vet, and through the UTME. While through the E5, and engineering, 4 and 5 respectively. Now, through the basic, if you take in Funtua, you are able to offer chemistry, physics, biology. you are admissible into medicine, veterinary medicine, agriculture, fisheries, forestry, and wildlife, into simple honors, in chemistry, in biology, in physics, and the rest of them like that. In all the life sciences, you are admissible. Biology, chemistry, physics. And then if you offer mathematics, physics, and chemistry, then you are admissible into all the engineering programs. And equally, you are admissible into the environmental design program. However, even if you don't want to do chemistry, but to do physics, mathematics, geography, then you are admissible into some of the environmental science programs, like building, like quantities degree, like architecture. You are admissible into that. And before we go, and of course, if you are able to do, if you have to go through the remedial program, which is cheaper anyway, where 6 subjects that a student will take, English and mathematics are compulsory. Then biology, chemistry, physics, and geography. If you're able to do that and you're able to make it, you're admissible into medicine, veterinary medicine, agriculture, and other life sciences like that, whether the human life or the animal life, as the case may be. And then, of course, if you do geography, chemistry, physics, mathematics, plus the English, then you are into the engineering and environmental design programs. Now, young men and women, we are telling you that if you want to realize your potentials as a professional, if you don't want to be somebody like me, a teacher, I've been a teacher in the last 4 years. If you don't want to study simple honors to become a teacher and possibly a lecturer, then go for these programs. The country is in dire need of these programs. As soon as you graduate as a nurse, a job is waiting for you in the hospital. And or you are appointable in countries outside Nigeria, like Saudi Arabia. Your brothers and sisters who are nurses and medical doctors in countries like Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Dubai, and what have you. So we are telling you that you have prospects in Funtua. If you are able to secure admission, and I assure you, as soon as you apply, just wait and you will see been admitted. And while in Funtua, the authorities there will equally teach you how to pass the UTME. The UTME classes are on. You are coached on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays after service. The Funtua school is a boarding school. And after service for the Christians, of course, there will be UTME coaching. On Fridays, there will be after mosque, and on Saturday throughout. And of course, in fact, this year, I learned that so many of the students of Funtua got over 300 in the UTME, which is very much commendable. It is not easy to get 300. It is not easy. It is not easy. Most students don't pass. Even this year, the failure rate is very high. But in Funtua, a number of the students got 300 plus. But averagely, anything from 180. And then with what they are able to make in Funtua, they will be packaged and they will be sent into Ahmadu Bello University for their degree programs. And after a short while, they've graduated, and then they are big men and women. My dear friends, the forms will be out anytime next year for those of you in SS2. And for those in SS3, the forms will be sold anytime from around July. And then you tell your brothers and sisters at home that the Funtua forms will be available soon, and then they please should apply. Your governors are sponsoring the programs for you, not for him, not for me, but for you. Not for him, not for me, but for you. The school is there for you. Please make the best use of it. Make it while the sun shines. Please oblige. Please oblige so that you can be a meaningful Nigerian to yourself, to your parents, and to all of us in the country. With this, I will say assalamu alaikum.
Thank you very much, Orator. So please, once again, let's put our hands together for the Orator. Hello? Hello? Let's maintain some silence, please. Like I said, the Orator is a teacher, and if you give teachers 30 minutes, in case one teacher is spend 1 hour without doing that, you spend an hour already. So my dear students, briefly, I will give the Orator 3 minutes. 3 minutes, sir. And I know you can do that. To summarize all that you have said in Master Sir. 3 minutes, sir, to summarize all that you said in Master. Because apart from the summary, sir, we're going to have questions and answer sessions. And I believe you have the intellectual capacity to do that in 3 minutes, sir.
Assalamu alaikum once again. I think about the form. Can I just go on and watch what you can search as well? So you can get that to do. Don't matter where I'm going to see here. Don't matter where I'm going to see the form. Wallahi azim idan mutum ya tsaya ya cika ya yi a lokacin shekara guda ba ma shekara guda ba wata 8 in ya gama in Allah ya yana da gurbi a jami'a abinda na ce mu shi iyayenmu sun zaɓa mana karatun boko ne a matsayin makira ko kiwo ko noma ko ma sata sai suka zaɓa mana karatun boko. Ku dubi tun tsufa ka wallahi in ka bani karba ka ce in yi huɗa daga nan zuwa ƙofar nan wallahi ba zan iya ba. Abinda kawai suka zaɓa mun karatun boko tun 1968 na fara. To idan da kun boko nan ba yanzu na tsufa ba zai tura baro. To kuma mu ne mun zaɓa muku karatun boko. Don girman Allah ku mayar da hankali ku ne za mu rike mu nan gaba ku za ku rike ƙasa. Ba ka tsammani yanzu ina riƙe da kai na gaba kuma ina riƙe da wasu. Mu riƙe ko kuma sai ku riƙe. To yaya za a ku riƙe mu? Ku je ku fito ku gani. In Allah ya yarda, wallahi azim da yawan ku za su zama likitoci, za su zama nas, za su zama likitocin dabba, za su zama injiniyoyi, za su zama masu harkar zane-zane da gida. Ka zama ɗan masu ne wa ɗin fa wallahi sai ka ana faɗin miliyan a ɗakin da za ka zama ba ka miliyan lafiyan zama ka zo kai jagoran gini ta ka san ba ka miliyan ɗaya wannan ne kuma akwai kuma hada man shanu so inda muna ga muku don girman Allah ku mayar da hankali ku zo saboda al'ummar mu ita ma ta sami waɗanda za ta yi alfahari da su idan ba ku zo na ku yi ba al'umma ba ta tun da ba za a wajen yin kasa ba ko ka so ko ka kowa ce ko ka kowa ƙarfi ko ka kowa sarauta ko ka kowa ne wallahi a zuwan ba da karatu kowa da kai da jaki ɗaya ne kuma karatu kowa da za a kama sakarki ba ko kai basarake jan basarake ga yana basarake wallahi a kurinsa ne fiye na sakarki shekarar basara ne ɗan sarki yau ba zai da kuma hannun shi ƙwaye amma ku dubi ku gani shi ne ba da shi zai amma yadda to don gidan Allah kai ma kana so ka zauna da kai kuma ba ya da abu kuma gaskiyar magana ita ce ba na yi ba yanzu ilimi irin na kawai ta ne gaskiya mutu a mutu ilimi da su jami'a ilimi da jami'a ne don girman Allah bayan da kuma ba kowa ne zai zo ya samu yanzu an wuce ne kuma ya ka ko Allah
Please, once again, let's put our hands together for Professor Bello. Thank you very much, sir, for allowing us to start from your world of experience. Indeed, I believe the enterprise of your knowledge has been felt today, sir. And quickly, ladies and gentlemen, the chairman, sir, I have your permission to recognize the presence of the representative of Madakin Zazzau, who doubles as Majida Madakin Zazzau, Malam Muhammad Abubakar Sadiq. Malam Muhammad Abubakar Sadiq, you're welcome, sir. And because of the importance of this event, sir, on his way here, he had an accident, but despite the importance of the event, he was able to make it. We sympathize with you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. And quickly, Dr. Abubakar Khalid, you can also come for the summary of your presentation in 3 minutes, sir. 3 minutes, sir. 3 minutes.
Assalamu alaikum. An ce da fasa amma a takaice shi magana da na gabatar tana magana ne kan sababbin ayyuka a cikin wannan kari na shekara ta 2001 na kari na shekara 2021. To akwai matsaloli da ake fama da su a cikin wannan kari tunda suka hada da matsala kamar ta sababbin kirkire-kirkire da yanar gizo da sauran matsaloli. Su kuma da matsaloli sun idan ka abu da matsala dole akwai magani. Shi maganin matsala ya rafu da hanya ne ta samun aiki. So akwai aikace-aikace, sababbin aikace-aikace kamar irin su artificial intelligence, kamar su robotics, biotechnology da genetic engineering da na faɗa, su fintech, agritech, duk waɗannan sababbin ayyuka ne. So su waɗannan ayyukan na wannan kari ba dogaro suke yi kare da abin da kai karanta a university ba. Da abin da karanta a university sai ka je ka haɗa shi wasu fasahohi da za ka je ka koya. Yawanci fasahohi kuma da kanka za ka je ka koyo su. Kuma akwai hanyoyi da za ka je zuwa koyi wannan fasahohi na kyauta. Na faɗi hanyoyin da akwai manhajoji a kan yanar gizo na kyauta da za ka iya zuwa ka koyi wannan fasahohi. Na sunayen su kamar irin su Coursera, Udemy, akwai LinkedIn kamar social media ne ma. Ya yi kama da Facebook da kuka sani. Amma shi nan manhaja ce gaskiya ka kafa ba za ka kai shi ne a kanta ba. Manhaja ce za ka iya zuwa ka koyi wani fasaha ko ka je ma ka nemi aiki da manhaja. Saboda har ko kuma kai kana son ka bayar aiki za ka iya zuwa wannan manhaja ka tallata aiki. To ka ga fasaha ce gaba ɗaya ba ta shige ba. To tsirin wannan manhajojin. Sannan kuma magana a wannan kyautar sai shekari na 2021 dole akwai fasahohi da sai kawo gobe. Bayan da ba ka da digital literacy a wannan dole ya zama da tunani da kayan ka tsaftace tunani mai kyau za ka iya zama mai tunani ka kirkira a wannan karnin. Dole a wannan karnin sai ya zama kana da fasaha ta magana da ta rubutu. A duk yaran da kake mu'amala da shi kamar yanzu Najeriya yaren turanci shi ne official language na kuma kusan yaren turanci shi ne ma global language. To dole sai ka iya turanci sosai, ka iya rubutu, ka iya magana da turanci. idan da dama ne magana da duk a koyon wasu yaruka za su ba za su buɗe ma hanya a kowace kariya kake idan ka iya wasu yaruka za su buɗe ma hanya da za ka iya samun ayyuka a wannan lokaci. Yawan da su amma duk da hanyoyi da sababbin ayyukan nan akwai kuma matsaloli da muke da su a nan. Yawanci matsalolin sun haɗa da babu ma da laboratories yawanci ba mu da intanet mai kyau a Najeriya. Yawancin ɗaliban ba su da kwamfuta. So, tana daga cikin matsalolin nan. Yawancin ɗaliban ba su da waɗanda za su gaidin da su, waɗanda za su ɗora su a kan hanyar mai ma suke so su yi. Za ka ga ɗalibi ko ya zo simple combination na jam bai sani ba. Ke zana ga ɗalibi ya samu admission ya je department an yi a register shi. Menene dalili da ya sa aka yi register shi? Saboda ba shi da jam combination na wannan subject. To kaga ne matsalar nan babu guidance. So irin waɗannan abubuwan da muka faɗa su ne yanzu a tattara su Hausa na abin da ita wannan ƙarni na 2021 ƙarni ne da ba mu damar maki da za mu je mu koyi fasahohi da yawa. Idan ka bi kan danta ne ba za ka iya kawai kai abin da kan danta ne ba sai ka je ka koyon fasahohi da za su ƙara baka damar samun wasu hanyoyin da za su samu kuɗi. Inda dai ayyukan nan harkar ce da za a samu kuɗi ko ba ka so samu kuɗi to shi ne sai an jiwa.
Kama madaka. Hello. Are you hungry? Then do not worry. The approach here, I can tell you is coming. But meanwhile, please, let's have some silence. Hello. Let's have some silence, please. Don't worry. I can tell you is coming. We're coming there. And please, my dear students, if you check the front page of the jotter given to you, there are subject combinations of all JAM courses and HND courses across Nigeria. So please, leverage on that opportunity when your time is due. Apply the right subject combination and please, inform others that are not privileged to be here. Allah, idan muka duba jotar da aka ba ku, page 1, 2, 3, daga page na farko zuwa na biyu na uku, akwai subject combination ana darussan da za ka haɗa a kowane course da za ka yi apply a jami'a. Idan ka duba su wannan kuma waɗannan subject combination ɗin ba wai na jami'ar Ahmadu Bello bane kadai na dukkan jami'o'in Najeriya ne. Kowace jami'a za ka yi apply a Najeriya waɗannan su ne right subject combination da za ka yi amfani da su wurin cin magaci. Amma dai duka haka nan kamar yadda University Rector ya bayyana za a fara sai da form wannan makaranta a ranar 30 ga watan Yuni nan da muke ciki, wato mako mai zuwa kenan. Saboda haka za ku yi amfani da wannan dama saboda ku je SBRS mai tuwa ku ƙara gogewa a karatun sannan kuma bayan haka ne kamar yadda ya ce a can da aka rubuta na wannan shekarar akwai ɗalibai da dama da suka samu maki 300 da wani abu, kuma hakan na da nasaba ne da irin horaswa da suka samu a wannan makaranta. Idan har su za su iya, kuma za ku iya. Idan har su za su iya, za ku iya mafi haka ma insha Allah. Saboda haka, tambayoyi, questions and answers. Tambayoyi, an rubuta, amma saboda yanayin lokaci, ya haƙuri daga nan layi. Za mu ɗauki tambayoyi guda biyu, daga nan layi biyu, daga nan ma biyu, nan ma biyu, can ma biyu, haka gaba. Ya haƙuri saboda yanayin lokaci, saboda haka, daga nan, bari mu fara daga nan. Mutane, tambayoyi kawai rubuta, mutane biyu daga nan, a rubuta, zan karɓar mutane biyu daga nan, zan karɓi biyu daga nan, nan ma biyu, can biyu, haka. Hannu ke rubutu ne ko baki? Hannu ke rubutu ko baki? Ko ku yi amfani da hannu mai rubutu ma?
Forward your question, please. When you do forward your question, please.
Akwai ya gama daga nan? Forward it. Any other person here? Sai na gaba. Mun gama da nan. Daga nan layi. Mutane biyu daga nan layi. Ba ɗaya. Daga nan layi mutane biyu. Hold it. Na zuwa. Hold. Biyu daga nan. Hold it. Forward. Hello? Can we have some silence, please? Can we have some silence, please? But please keep quiet. Now you have written the questions, you have forwarded them to me, and
Maybe you have to screen the question.
The second one.
Then let us screen the questions.
The second one. Ruby.
Let us screen the questions. Let's finish.
So Lala, before we begin to answer the questions, the chairman, sir, with your permission, the representative of the Mother Kinza Zone has an important message from Mother Kinza Zone. If you permit, sir, I will invite him and give him 3 minutes to deliver the message of the Mother Kinza Zone. The representative is Madam Muhammad Abubakar Sadiq, Minister of the Mother Kinza Zone. Please, sir.
Mr. Chairman, sir, the director, the leader says, other important dignitaries, fellow students, good afternoon. Zan fara da bada haƙuri saboda I was supposed to be here earlier, amma na ɗan sami wata matsala ne a hanya shi yasa na zuwa wannan lokacin. I mana afuwa. Mr. Chairman, sir, with your permission, I want to read a message of courage from Science Madam Ahmadu. I am deeply honored to stand before you today on behalf of the man whose life has been dedicated to service, leadership, and excellence. Who asked me to represent. Why are we here? This program has a vital purpose to provide insight, guidance, mentorship as you approach one of the most important crossroads in your academic journey, choosing a career path. The discussion you begin to make at this stage of your life will shape not only your future profession but also your identity, your contribution to society, and your personal fulfillment. What kind of life do I want to live, and how do I want to support my community? Whether you wish to become a medical doctor, ICT expert, entrepreneur, architect, journalist, or artisan, there is dignity and value in every honest profession. The key is to choose wisely, prepare thoroughly, and work diligently. The role of education. At this point in your academic journey, especially in SS2 and SS3, it is crucial to take your studies seriously. You are laying the foundation for your future through your YA, NACO, and other qualifying exams. This result will open or close doors to higher education and future opportunities. Remember, education is not just passing exams. It is about equipping yourself with knowledge, character, and critical thinking. Employers and institutions look beyond grades. They look for young people who can adapt, solve problems, communicate well, and work with integrity. Be curious, be bold. In addition to education, cultivate your curiosity and creativity. Read widely, ask questions, develop hobbies, seek opportunities through volunteering, internship, mentorship, and entrepreneurship activities. The more you expose yourself to different experiences, the better informed your decision will be. You may feel overwhelmed or uncertain about what lies ahead, and that is perfectly normal. What matters is that you are here today, ready to learn, and to begin thinking carefully about your future. That is the first and most important step towards success. A word from Ahmadu Jafar. Ahmadu Jafar, not only a true traditional title holder and public servant, but also a visionary mentor who believes strongly in empowering young minds through education. He often says there is no greater investment in the future than preparing the youth of today with knowledge, values, and confidence they need to live tomorrow. Finding your path. Choosing a career is not about simply picking a popular or high-paying job. It is about discovering where your interests, skills, and values align with the needs of society. Ask yourself, what subject do I naturally enjoy? What type of problem do I like to solve? Also, never underestimate the power of mentorship. Seek out people in the fields you are interested in and learn from them. You will find that most successful people are happy to guide those who show commitment and eagerness to learn. Challenges. Don't be afraid. Every great journey has its challenges. There will be setbacks, failures, and doubt. But these are not signs to quit. They are signs that you are growing. The most successful professionals are not those who never fail, but those who refuse to give up. Let your challenges build your resilience. Let your dreams guide your discipline, and let your purpose keep you grounded. Conclusion. On behalf of our Ahmadu forever, I want to encourage each of you to take ownership of your future. The road ahead may be long, but it is full of potential. Do not wait for opportunities. Prepare for them with the hard work, sincerity, and the right guidance. You can become the leaders, innovators, and change makers of tomorrow. As you go forward, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant you reality in your choice, strength in your journey, and success in all your endeavors. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you, sir.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Thank you very much, sir. Please once again let's become hands together for the representative of my Indeed, for Nigeria to breed a younger generation that are going to take over the mantle of leadership one day, we need the wisdoms. We need the wisdom of the elders. And the elder has spoken, and those words are filled with wisdom, which I believe, if you put them into practice, will go a long way in making your lives better as the future leaders of this country. Please once again, let's put our hands together for the And now, my dear brothers and sisters, the questions and answers session. We have screened the questions. The orator, sir, I think this is for you. Professor Bello, sir, I think this is for you. This one says, when we register for SBRS, are we going to continue attending classes like, are we going to attend classes with our normal necessary subject? I think that is what that means. And then this one says, what is the meaning of okay, this is for Dr. Khalid. What is the meaning of cyber security? If we buy a form, are we going to be into And then the other one is the remedial program for science students only. And this one asks, what is the meaning of UTM? So most of the questions are for you, with the exception of a lot of cyber security. And
Assalamu alaikum. To start from the bottom, UTME means Verified Tertiary Matriculation Examination, UTME. When it began, it was JME in 1978. Then later it became UME, Unified Matriculation Exams. Then there was MPC, PCE, and later PCE. But now it is UTME for all the polytechnics, the monotechnics, the colleges of education, and the universities in Nigeria. If a prospective student wants to be admitted into any tertiary institution for ND, for NCE, or for a bachelor's degree, he has to go through the UTME, unless, of course, he is going to go through the part-time or the DLC program. But for regular programs in universities, colleges of education, and polytechnics and monotechnics, the student has to go through the Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination. That is for the UTME. And then for the Fontua, you don't go to Fontua until you are able to finish your secondary education and you have some credits, and perhaps you are not satisfied with your UTME result, or you are not satisfied with the likely course the university is going to offer you. And then you go to Fontua, we will polish you. What we mean by polishing is we will retrain you. We know that you have some training in the secondary school, but we would retrain you in Fontua. And then you would sit for the UTME and pass with 300, 320, and plus your internet examination. We simply add up and package you and get you admitted into the course of your choice in Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, the one and only university in Nigeria. Number three, the Fontua school is exclusively boarding. When you finish secondary school, you are admitted there. And then if you are going to go for remedial, you will take English and mathematics and then an approved subject combination, either in biology, chemistry, and physics, or in geography, mathematics, physics, and what have you, like that. However, now, it's unfortunate. The director who was my deputy, and I did all that we could, plus our chairman, in the person of Professor Ahmadu Sanzoka, did all that we could to ensure that arts is back to Fontua. But the Federal Ministry of Education would not oblige to that. However, I know they will keep on trying. They will keep on trying. But at the moment, only the science programs are obtainable in Fontua. Only science. I don't belong to Fontua, I'm in the arts. I'm a professor of literature. I don't belong to Fontua. But of course, I know most of you are science students. Most of you are science-oriented. Professor Adamu, our chairman, is a veterinary surgeon. My director is a building engineer. And I know you are their children. Most people don't belong to my group. But I know most of you belong to the science or technical. So the Fontua is there for you. However, inshallah, we will keep on pressurizing until the arts are restored back in Fontua. When he was the director, there was arts in Fontua. But now, the arts is no longer there. But inshallah, the arts will be back in the soonest possible time, inshallah.
Okay. Cyber security. Ina ji yadda zan yi bayani shi ne. ilimi ne na yadda za a kawo tsaro a manhajoji da suke kan yanar gizo. Manhajoji da suke kan yanar gizo kamar bankuna, manhajoji na bankuna da na wasu masana'antu suna fuskantar kutse a cikinsu. So, shi cyber security ilimi ne na hana wannan kusan. Saboda ana zuwa a sata, yanzu kamar manhajoji na bankuna, ana iya zuwa a sata a cikin bankunan saboda suna hanyar yanar gizo. Shi yasa aka kirkiro ilimin cyber security, ilimi ne da zai hana yin wannan kusan a cikin manhajojin na yanar gizo. To kun ga yana samar da security, ilimi ne da yake samar da security akan manhajoji da suke kan yanar gizo, shine cyber security. Sai kuma wani ya magana menene space and satellite to technology. To technology ne za mu iya cewa space technology ne da ya shafi duk wani kirkire-kirkire na sararin samaniya. Sai astronomy ba, shi astronomy ilimi ne da ya danganci duk wani abu da yake sararin samaniya. A sararin samaniya muna da rana, muna da wata, muna da taurari ko ba haka ba. Taurarin nan akwai na Allah, akwai kuma wanda mutane suka kirkira. Taurarin da mutane suka kirkire su ne satellite. Ana amfani da taurarin nan gurin communication, gurin sadarwa. Yanzu kamar akwai sabon abun sadarwa da Elon Musk yayi, ana ce masa Starlink. Shi Starlink da satellite da shi irin wannan taurarin na sadarwa ya harba sama. Shi yasa shi kusan ko'ina inda kana da Starlink za ka yi amfani. Saboda tauraro ya harba sama na sararin samaniya. Wani lokacin ma akwai taurarin sararin samaniya da kasashe da suka ci gaba suke harba na da yan asiri. So idan muka ce space and satellite technology, muna magana akan technology da ya shafi sararin samaniya da kuma hanya ta taurari na sararin samaniya. So akwai wata tambayar kuma? To shi kenan. Na gode. Akwai tambaya guda ɗaya nan da wani yaro ya yi, wani yana tambaya akan a ba shi shawara akan lokacin da zai ringa karatu. Ina ganin shawara da tambayar kamar ta ɗan yi kama da tambaya mai abin dariya, amma maganar gaskiya tambaya ce mai kyau. Ni ina ganin tambaya ce mai kyau kuma zan yi ƙoƙari na ɗan ba shi shawara. A harkar yadda za ka yi karatu, abu na farko za ka duba kai kanka. Ka duba kai kanka ya kake. Idan kai karatu kana ganewa da wuri ko ba ka ganewa da wuri, wani abin da za ka fara dubawa ke. Idan kana ganewa da wuri, sai ka duba to kana buƙatar ka yi dogon zango na karatu kafin ka samu abin da kake buƙata, ko kana in kai karatu na gajeren zango ma zai iya taimaka ma. To idan ka iya duba haka ka tabbatar to ga yanayi na, in dai karatu kaɗan ma ya ishe ni, in kuma sai dai karatu da yawa sannan zan samu abin da nake buƙata na karatu ya zauna, to kaga kai za ka zauna ka tsara oke. In karatun nan za ka yi shi a rarrabe, sannan kuma yana da muhimmanci ka duba wani lokaci ne ka fi gane karatu. Wani da daddare yin karatu idan ko ina gari ya shi. Wani iri na ni kamar lokacin da rage university a motar haya ne ke karatu. Gaskiya ne, saboda na duba kaina ba na iya karatu dogo. Idan na ce zan tara sha wahala, sai ya zama da ni ina fara karatu ne daga lokacin da aka koma makaranta. Idan an ɗaure na ranar a cikin mota daga gida zuwa makaranta, a wannan lokacin nake zuwa da revision duk karatun da na koya a ranar. Kuma Allah alhamdulillah a lokacin ɗalibi da ni ina gane karatu. Kuma idan ban gane ba ina tabbatarwa duk abin da ban gane ba kafin na fita daga makaranta, a cikin ajinmu akwai ɗalibin da ya fi ni ganewa, zan je ganar da kafin na tafi gida a cikin motar nan zan yi revision abin da na koya. Idan zan dawo makaranta ba shekari, zan ɗauko littattafan da zan koyi karatu da su. To zan yi revision abin da yake cikin littattafan nan. Haka na rika karatu na. Shi yasa a yanzu idan ka haɗu da ɗalibin da ne karatu da shi ina university, sai ya ce ba bisa lokacin da nake karatu. Idan ka je wurin abokanai na gida, za su ce mun ba san lokacin da nake karatu ba. Sai a ce ai wani bai ma da ƙwaro ne kamar yadda ake cewa a university. Kuma na yi ina karatun amma ba su sani ba. Abu ne guda ɗaya na duba kai na ga lokacin da ya kamata ne karatu ba zan iya karatu dogo ba. Kuma sannan na duba ko cikin hayaniya ta motar haya zan iya karatu wanda ba kuma ne zai iya ba. Sai nake yin wannan karatun. Ina ganin ɗan taƙaitaccen shawarar da zan bayar a wannan. To, ai wannan shawara gaskiya darakta zan baya amsa ta. Wai dabaru ne na yadda zai karatun architecture. Wannan tambayar ta fi ƙarfi na. So gaskiya zan baya darakta. Kun san akwai tambayar da ta fi ƙarfin ka. Darakta shi ya fi ni ido a nan. Zai ba ku shawara.
Wani ya tambaya magana kan karatun architecture. Da Hausa architecture shi ne koyon ilimin zana taswira na gine-gine. Ni ma dai ba architect ba ne, ni magini ne. Dan na karanta building technology ne a jami'ar Ahmadu Bello da ke Zaria. So idan kana so ka zama architect, kana buƙatar ka koya wasu skills ƙwarai da gaske tun daga secondary school. Ɗaya daga cikin course ko subject da ke da muhimmanci a secondary school level shine technical drawing. Saboda ka san idan ka je jami'a ka fara karatun architecture za ka yi ta zane-zane ne. So tun yanzu dole sai ka koyi technical drawing. Na biyu, lissafi na da matuƙar muhimmanci. Saboda duk ginin da kake gani akwai nauyi a kan shi. Yanzu wannan gini ne amma ga rufi a kai, ga windows da sauransu. To a matsayinka na architect za ka yi lissafi in an ɗaura wannan rufin ɗin gini zai iya ɗauka ko ba zai iya ɗauka ba. In ba zai iya ɗauka ba me ya kamata a yi? So lissafi, technical drawing, physics, waɗannan suna da matuƙar muhimmanci sosai idan kana so zama architect. Yana akwai wata tambaya da aka yi, kuma Professor Balarabe ya miƙo mana tambayan ita ne, there is one course that majority of students don't know about, which is procurement management. In brief, can you please explain the course procurement management? Procurement management hanya ce da ake amfani da kudaden gwamnati wurin sayan gine-gine ko yin gine-gine, kayan amfani na yau da kullum ko services da suka shafi wutar lantarki ko intanet ko wani makamancin wannan. So shi public procurement shi ma yana ɗaya daga cikin sababbin kwasa-kwasai da suka fito. Saboda a Najeriya kafin shekara ta 2007 babu wani ta doka da ke gwada yadda za a tafiyar da hanyar procurement. Sai a shekara 2007 lokacin marigayi Umar Musa Yar'adua, Allah ya gafarta mashi, aka establishin wannan Public Procurement Act 2007. Dan bayan nan shekara ta 2021 Najeriya ta nema bashi daga Bankin Duniya cewa suna so su kawo wasu ci gaba a Najeriya. Bankin Duniya ta faɗi ma Najeriya cewa yadda ake kashe kuɗaɗen gwamnati ta yin gine-gine da tituna ba a yi bisa ƙa'ida. Saboda haka kafin su ba Najeriya bashin kuɗaɗe da za a yi waɗannan gine-gine, yana da mahimmanci shi Bankin Duniya ya zo Najeriya ya taimaki gwamnatin Najeriya domin a yi developing capacity. 'Yan Najeriya su kasance sun ƙware gaskiya kashe kuɗaɗen gwamnati ba tare da an kashe su ba ta daidai ba kuma an samu abin da ake so. So shi ne sai World Bank ta kirkiro Sustainable Procurement Center of Excellence a 6 geopolitical zones. Na Northwest yana na rubuta Ahmadu Bello da ke Zaria. Ko procurement management an fara shi ne kawai shekara 2 da ta wuce. Kuma ya kasu gida 3. Akwai abin da muke kira procurement management wanda wannan ya shafi yadda za a yi gwamnati da siya ayyuka ko ta tafiyar da ayyuka amfani da kudaden gwamnati. Na biyu akwai abin da ya shafi environmental management. Yanzu saboda dumamar yanayi, bankin duniya sunan masana na duniya suna son a tabbatar cewa duk abin da gwamnati za ta siya da kudin gwamnati ana son a tabbatar da illa ga muhalli. Misali, yanzu gaba ɗaya turai sun zo da tsari cewa nan da shekara ta 2030 duk motar da ke shan man ba za a amfani da ita ba a turai saboda ana so a yi maganin ɗumamar yanayi. To wannan tsari ne wanda baka buƙatar ka ce ma kamfanin da ke yin mota dole da kulle da koma yin electric cars, amma ya san cewa by 2030 ko dai ya yi shifting to an emerging procurement process ko kuma will be out of the market. So kannan kuma akwai social procurement. Shi a social procurement ana so a tabbatar cewa duk in za a siya kaya da kudaden gwamnati, na ɗaya akwai gender balance. Na biyu ana so a tabbatar da cewa duk in za a kashe kudaden gwamnati, community din da za a kashe kudaden gwamnati za su amfana da wannan gini da za a yi. Ya yiwu ta sayan kayayyaki daga wannan community din a boosting economy dinsu da sauransu. So shi procurement, wanda yake so ya karanta procurement dole sai ya kasance ɗalibin science ne. Ana buƙatar lissafi, ana buƙatar economics, ana buƙatar subject da dama. Kuma procurement course gaskiya course ne da a wannan lokacin ana buƙatar mutane da yawa. To wanda yake da buƙata bayan course na digiri da ake a jami'a akwai short courses da ake yi. To zan tsaya a nan a taƙaice bayanin procurement ke.
Assalamu alaikum. I have just been told that there are some of the target audience who do not speak Hausa. So permit me to use English to answer the questions, please. Somebody said, when we buy a form, how can you use it because the result is not out? You can buy the form. Before the admission, your result will be out, and so will admit you. Don't mind about your result. Just buy the form, inshallah. Before the admission, your result will be out. We will start selling the form next week, and the admission will be in December. And I know hopefully your result will invariably be out sometimes in September or in October. And also that you sit for at least 2 school certificates, the name and the work SSC. So invariably, before the admission, your result will be out. You will just go ahead and buy the form. Don't worry about the result. And somebody said, is there an entrance examination after purchasing the form? No. When I assumed the office, I abrogated the entrance examination system. So there's no entrance examination. We just go through your results and we assure that it is yours and you are qualified, and then we admit you. And somebody said only IJMB? No. We have IJMB and we have remedial. For the remedial, you take internal examination plus your UTME. And then, of course, you will get an average, an aggregate of the two. The UTME plus your scores in the remedial. And then we simply package you for admission into ABU. I'm happy to tell you that most professors ask their children or wards to go through Funtua. We just ask our children to go through Funtua, they get polished, and then they go into the university. I have a daughter in SS2. I told her that get ready, you are likely going to Funtua. Yes, we get her polished there, and then she goes into the university. And the last point, the last question is a cut-off marks for medicine. Well, in ABU, from just the society, like the Zaria City Society, the Wari Society, the Kaduru Society, you need anything 300 out of 400 to go into medical science. But from SBRS, 240, 250 plus your internet exams, we just package you, and then we send you for medicine. You get it? Idan ka SBRS, ka ci 240, abin da ka samu a SBRS za mu haɗa mu fitar da average. Idan aka fitar da average, sai dai kawai ka sunanka first list MBBS. Zainab Suleiman MBBS, Aliyu Sani MBBS, David Solomon MBBS, haka muke yi. Amma daga 100, ku shirya cin 300. Kuma na tabbatar maka cewa a Kaduna State cin 300 nan daga public schools gaskiya sai an shirya. So, sauƙi in kana son irin wannan course ɗin, medicine, nursing, irin wannan su architecture, Huntuwa, nan maka kwaskwarima a zo ka shiga jami'a. Allah ya bada nasara.
Hello, students. Hello, students. I hope my resource persons have done justice to all the questions. Now the ball is in your courts to decide what next to do. But we have already set ball rolling. Thank you very much once again. And I have the honor to give the chairman of the Board of Governors, SBRS Contour, 1 or 2 minutes to see one of the duties before we call on the society for some words of advice.
What I will speak in English. I want to join others in welcoming. Okay. I want to join others in welcoming. I'm a great grandfather, so I want to welcome you to SBRS Tour, and I'll be looking forward to seeing you people in SBRS Tour. Be that as it may, I may just want to add something to what Professor Balarabe said. The UTME we're talking about. I think we say JAM exam, everybody knows what we mean. So it's the same thing, but that word JAM, say misnomer, it's not the correct, it's the UTME that's the correct acronym. But we generally refer to it as JAM, it's the same thing we're talking about. Secondly, when Dr. over there talked about future jobs, what I would want all of you to do, I want to start listing jobs. But I want all of you to go back and just check Google and just insert future jobs in Nigeria. And it will give you an idea of the kind of jobs in Nigeria that will be relevant in the next 20, 30 years. The idea is that there is no point in going to offer a course that in the next 5 years will become completely irrelevant. And there are many jobs that are going to become completely irrelevant. Artificial intelligence is taking over most jobs. So it is important before you make your choice that you do that.
We have seen a dramatic increase in people wanting to study medicine. But let me tell you this, in a few years' time, many doctors will be jobless. Because there are now artificial intelligence applications that will ask me, I will tell it, this is what I'm feeling, this is what I'm feeling. It will tell me to breathe into my phone. I breathe into my phone, it will analyze that breath. And it will tell me what is wrong with me, tell me the medication to take, and everything else. So why do I need a doctor? So I would want you to go and check that all out so that you make a choice of a profession that in the next 20, 30 years will still be relevant in Nigeria. Many jobs, as I said, are going to go. So please do yourself that favor. Before you choose what you are going to study, make sure that there will be a job for you in those years. I think with that, thank you very much. I think that's the difference.
Thank you very much, sir. Please, once again, let's put our hands together for Professor Hassan Adebusuka. Thank you very much, sir. And then now, for some words of advice. Within the next 5 minutes, may I invite a former director of ABU SBRS Kudwa, Professor Sadiq Mohammed. Professor.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Members of the High Council, please permit me to start on the existing protocol. I just want to, because whatever I'm going to say, whatever I want to start to say, by the gurus, especially the orator of the university. So please, I'll just cite some instances. Let me tell you some stories about some of our past students. Now, there was a time somebody ran for India. Now, it was a lady. Is it true, sir? So actually school in SBRS. Well, this is a way. Give me time, let me check. So he called for the dean, and the dean called for the lecturer, and the lecturer checked through the records. He found that that individual had a class. So it was relayed back to the vice chancellor. When the lady ran again, that boy had a third class. Wonderful. So just to tell you that he was always first in his class in London. So this is just to show you that the strength of the education we see in SBRS. SBRS is literally go there because in our schools here, you don't have sufficient laboratory training for yourself. But over there, we have so many laboratories, so many expert teachers, so many populations, so many chemicals, so many things. And the students will be trained in such a way that you become almost a guru. Okay? So when you come over to the university, you will shine. Because most of our students, if you test 1 to 10, all of them are from SBRS. Are you from SBRS? No wonder you are trying. So, as I told you, SBRS is always shining. Those who attend SBRS are always come talk with us. Now, there was a time when I was a director. Somebody came. Normally we used to have, I don't know whether Mr. Chairman, we have it now, Friday test. So the father came to see his son. So the son was called. Okay, so he was asking about this and that. I said, Daddy, please allow me to go back because there will be a test tomorrow. If I come back, then we can talk about whatever you want to talk. Now, the boy left, and the father came to my office. He said, for the first time, I'm seeing some degree of seriousness in my child. So how do you do say we are always on our toes, we are always trying, okay? So that is the thing. So please, if you go to SBRS, definitely, you get free admission. What is free admission? You will be the school will be the one to seek for admission for you. The best thing, medicine, pharmacy, they are always, as the former director said, they are always from SBRS. All the slots, normally all the slots will be for SBRS. So please try to go to SBRS so that you get it simpler and you get it without this. But somebody who went to the other room, we have to sit down and say, no, it's fine. From police, from SBRS, you don't do that. Just go through like that. Okay? So that is a good news for you. Now, another thing I want to improve you have resilience. Try to read very hard, because when you say, okay, SBRS, when you get things very good there, you have to try. You have to read very hard. Don't just say, I'm not reading after I go to SBRS. We'll see for admission for no, it's not like that. Try first. When you try, then leave everything to God, okay? And God will help you. Please. Now, let me also congratulate the girls, because we want to have a number of girls in our institutions, in our colleges. Please. The girls also should try. It's not that when I finish school, I'll just go to get married. No. Please, even if you are married, go to SBRS. That is the best way for you. While you are sitting down, your house in that place, okay? Then you read sufficiently. When you read sufficiently, then you get whatever you read. But you cannot read, be reading and going to work, this is work, okay? When you are at home, it's not possible. That is why you are confined to a hostel. And everything is being, you are being guided. Do this, don't do that. Do this, don't do that. There are lots of things, activities going on there, so you can get what you buy for. Okay? So I am not going to talk much, because everything has been talked. Okay? Everything has been said. So please, permit me to start to say this up here. And thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's a very long time. About 4 years. This is a very long. So, thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Please, once again.
All school projects should
Thank you very much, sir. Please, once again, let's put our hands together for Professor Sadiq. Professor Sadiq is a former director of the School of Basic and Middle Studies, SBRS. Thank you very much, sir. My dear students, we are gradually coming to the end of this event. So please give us your attention for the remaining minutes we have before we go, please. Hello? Are you? Okay, I understand there are crises at the middle levels, but do not worry, the crisis will settle very soon. Please, for representatives, after the close of the event, you go behind to collect refreshment for the students. Are we okay now? So please, we will be leaving here by the providence of God in the next 10 minutes, inshallah. The chairman, sir, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, permit me to invite the royal father of the day, the Father Zone, who is the chairman of the Zaria Education Committee, in the person of Alhaji Umar Muhammad, the Father Zone. Please, let's put our hands together for equal importance.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. The chairman of the meeting, other distinguished lecturers from School of Basic Computer Science, teachers and students, good afternoon. Let me begin with congratulating the school management for having this important program, which I assume is a maiden edition.
Keep quiet, please. Keep quiet.
Ba zan ɗauki dogon lokaci ba, ina so jawo hankalin ku game da abin da waɗannan suka yi magana a kan abubuwan da suka yi magana a kai. Ba za a kai ga ƙarshen samun waɗannan abubuwa ba sai idan akwai foundation mai ƙarfi. A level na san cewa a kasancewa na tsohon principal akwai matsala. Matsala nan kuwa shi ne da yawan mu ba sai yadda ake karatu ba. Na hasu fahimci abin da suke karatu. Da yawan mu ba su da textbooks. Textbook exactly chemistry, physics, biology. And ko sama da yawa babu da shi. Abin da kawai aka dogara da shi ne lecture da malami zai ba a aji. Idan gari aka tashi shi ke nan ba za ma sake yi. To karatu wani abu ne wanda na farko kamar ku da kuke karanta yana neman muhimman abu guda biyu. Na farko assignment, na biyu exercises. Idan muka duba dukkan littattafan kamar lissafi, kamar chemistry ko physics, daga ƙarshen littattafan akan ba ka ko akan ba ku exercise da ake expected da yi a kowane topic da kuka yi da malamin. Wannan exercise shi ne yake sawa ka zama ƙwaƙwalwarka da kuka yi ka ɗauka ko da rika ije abin da kake karanta. Saboda haka shawarar da zan ba ku shi tunda ba da yawan ku ba da waɗannan ne ku rinka forming kan into group, a samu mutum ɗaya ko biyu a yi group da mutum biyar har zuwa 10. Ana gama lesson bayan an ci abinci a dawo aji a tabbatar da cewa wannan lesson ɗin da aka yi normally dama malamai akwai illustration da za a yi a cikin aji. Daga nan sai a ba ku assignment a ce a je a ɗauki exercise na maka za a yi. To ku je a cikin wannan mutum ku zauna waɗanda suka iya su koyar da waɗanda ba su iya. Kuma kada ya yi cewa an popularsu yanzu baka iya ba ka bari ya wuce a wani nasu zai ya zo yawanci abin da ake koyar da ku suna da dangantaka. Saboda haka rashin tsayawa a koyi abin da aka koyar har aka tsallake aka je wani abu shi ne ya kirkiri da al'amari. Saboda haka daga yau ina kira da yau na farko kullum ku rika fara na abin da za ku yi. Yawan ba je ana taɓa waya ana jin waƙar rara da su wane ne. Wannan lokacin a je a dinga a samu. Kuna yin break. Amfanin break. Na san mai gida break ma ba ku zuwa. Da yawa na cin ilama na yi kan makarantar da ke lafiya. Kuma da labarai. To a ɗauka cewa a cikin ina roƙon ku da ɗauki wannan lesson ne. Duk lesson Bature ya ce practice makes duk lesson ɗin da aka yi muku aiki. Kan ku yadda a je wani lesson ɗin ba tare da ku biya shi. Idan ana haka ko da an zo yin jarabawa wani malami ko wani ya zo da suna zai ce wa abu wallahi za ka kawo da kanka saboda za ka ga duk abin da aka yi tambaya ka iya shi. Kuma magana da kan exam practice yanzu a duniya shi ne iyaye da yawa sukan kai ‘ya'yansu waɗansu makarantu ne inda ake yin waɗannan abubuwa. Wallahi ba sa ba ba ko ubanka ne ba yana taimaka maka. Saboda a rayuwa ana nan ko da ka sa ka je gaba kana rubu ka wuce haka samu kwali kamar yadda kuke kana ci kwali. To akwai matsala ko a wajen aiki da suka samu matsala saboda ana da gobe cewa shi ne ku tsaya ku yi karatu na sahihi. A yau an wuce duk da ake da za ka je da su zama ka je da yi digiri kana wani digiri da ɗan kyau za ka yi abu ya zama magana. Balantana ka fito da digiri da baya da asca. Saboda haka ina kira da yau da ku yi himma wurin ƙarfin waɗannan sarrafin da ya zai kira su na wannan karatu. Wurin ƙarfin na group ku samu wanda suka iya ku yi gaba ɗaya za ku ga kuma yana tafiya muku. Wani ana cewa kuma sa su ne sauƙin ne. Ni ma aka yi ɗauka. Da na fara sa sai dai problem na shi saboda lissafi. Sai daga baya ka fahimci cewa ashe ma sa da sai fi sauƙi. Saboda ne idan ka ɗauki exercise guda ɗaya ka fara yin shi. Idan ka ɗauki lokacin da zai saboda lokacin da zai ɗauke ka sai ka ba aiki. Ba kuma wannan abu za ka yi ta karatu ba har da ka yi ta ci. Saboda haka a ba da himma. Zancen ko magana da SBRS ni zan ci ayon witness. ‘Ya'yana wajen guda biyar duk sun wani SBRS. Kuma wallahi zuwan su wani ƙarfi ya ɗansu ƙwaƙwalwar su saboda duk wanda ya yi karatu a SBRS yadda da biyu class to zai fita daban ko result din shi ko performance na zai fita daban da wanda aka yi tunani shi zuciya saboda tun ana a fara koya mana yadda ƙwaƙwalwar da aka fita ɗaukar kuma da gari da su cewa ba magana wasa. Wanda ya gama magana yanzu ya magana cewa akwai laboratory facilities. Yanzu haka a nan da na ga rubuta ABC duk specimens ne ake sawa a nan wurin lokacin jarabawa. Yanzu da za a zo da chemicals a jera su ku sani ba. Practice na weekly a kai laboratory malami a wannan kawai ya ce ga shi abin da zai ba da sauransu. To duk ba ku samu wannan ba, abin da kawai kuke ko da shi ne abin da ake koyar da ku a allo. To wannan wuri suna da laboratories, ko da ta ce ba a da cikakken ilimi na practicals a kan ɗalibin service, chemistry, biology ko to za a nuna maka yadda practical za ka yi ka samu result. Saboda haka da ƙarfe ina muku ƙarin alheri. Kamar yadda aka taru na lafiya, muna fatan Allah ya koma da kowa gida lafiya.
Da girma fa shi gode Allah ta fara ta fara da shi. Did you learn something new today? Did you learn something new today? All right, then, thank you very much. I'm looking forward to seeing you in SBRS next year, inshallah. Inshallah. The distinguished chairman, sir, distinguished guests, members of the United, we have come to the end of this event. We have started with the prayers, we also finish with prayers. We will take 30 seconds to pray, please, according to individual faith. Amen. Please, before we go, we're going to snap a group photograph outside here, please. Okay, all members will snap it here. And another important announcement to all representatives, please, you go behind and collect refreshment for your students. Thank you. Thank you very much, my dear students. I wish you all a safe journey back to various destinations. Thank you.
Representative, please come.